Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie z tej strony Koko i pierwszy odcinek gry detektywistycznej zainspirowany książką Agaty Christie Morderstwo w Orient Expresie. Kochani, nic już więcej nie mówię, rozpoczynamy przygodę.
In the house! You're surrounded! If you don't walk out that door unarmed in 10 seconds, we open fire! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last chance! Okay! Perforate it, boys!
No faktycznie podziurawili ten domek jak ser szwajcarski. Zobaczmy, kto nam wyjdzie z tego domku. O, dwóch facetów. Ciekawe, jakie będzie powiązanie. Dobrze, kochani, jesteśmy kilka lat później w Turcji.
Monsieur Herculesem Poirot is a personal friend of mine. He has done a great service of the most secret and international importance to the government of Turkey. Now, he is suddenly summoned by the Prime Minister himself to return to Great Britain at once. I dined with him only last evening and promised him that I, Marceau, director of the train company, assures his friend's passage aboard this evening's train. Take my friend Poirot in charge, Mademoiselle Marceau. Secure a compartment of the highest comfort and see to his every wish. This office is depending upon you. Succeed, and I will consider the application for promotion you place on my desk week after week.
Przyjemny szef,
And
wręcz
satisfy
uroczy.
yourself with the position of clerk for the few short days you will remain in my employ.
Monsieur Poirot? All right, Antoinette. Here at last is the chance you've been waiting for. Your fate is in your own hands. Monsieur Poirot?
No pięknie, ruszamy za nim w pogoń. Dobrze, łypniemy, co tu jest.
I do not have time to browse. I must get to the station. Buckets of dried figs, apricots, dates, raisins, and mulberry. This stall sells knives and cutlery of all kinds, even razor-sharp scimitars.
This fool tries to sell me a cleaver with no style or grace. Tell him which is the
Nie
better
mam to
cleaver for the
wiedzieć.
hacking.
Takie
meat.
same.
The cleaver in your left hand.
Ah, here at least is one who knows fine forged German steel when she sees it.
Ruszamy za Herculesem Poirot, czyli musimy go złapać. Pewnie nam gdzieś zaraz zwieje, znając nasze szczęście. Krzyczemy, panie Poirot! Szybko. O, Antoinette. Szybko, 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 moja droga. No gdzie ty idziesz? Tam jest.
Monsieur Poirot?
Szybko. No nie, kolejna przeszkoda.
Now see here, Foscarelli, I've done my fair share of traveling. I'll tell you, Kataya tiles are the finest
Świetnie,
made
tam
in Turkey.
tasaki, a teraz
Did I tell
płytki
you? It is the
ceramiczne.
enamel tiles from Iznik. These are the oldest and the most beautiful of the Ottoman Empire.
Well, they are quite impressive, to be sure. but the Kataya tiles are more beautiful. I'm sure there are examples sold here in this bazaar that would prove my point.
Gentlemen, please, may I get by?
What have we here?
Young lady, settle the dispute. You know the famous enameled ceramics?
Yes, of course, I live in Istanbul, but...
We have to wait here for our porter. Find us an example of a Kataya tile.
And an iznik.
Just borrow them for a second. No need to buy any.
Dobrze. Może to?
How dare you ask me such a question?
It's the principle of the thing, miss.
I don't have time for this.
Then permit us to continue the debate
No,
without you.
uroczy facet. Dobra, to chodźmy szybko, znajdźmy te płytki. Może tutaj. O, możemy chwycić. O, tak od razu,
I need
pierwszy
to
raz,
remember
moi
to
drodzy, mi
return
się
this.
udało. Dobrze, ruszamy do tych facetów. Gdzie oni są tu, nie?
Ah, she returns. Perhaps now we can settle this.
Did you bring us a Kataya?
Or an iznik?
Here is a Kataya bowl. It is the best, of course.
There. What did I tell you?
Thank you, young woman. Now we can turn our attention to more important things, like those fountains we were discussing earlier.
No w końcu, może złapiemy go teraz. No chodź tu szybko, szybko! Antoinette,
Let me pass.
i co
Her
znowu?
Excellency has lost her parasol. We are searching for it to protect her from the sun, you see.
I beg your pardon, but I am in a great hurry.
Bo skoro to
Then you
księżna,
are an ignorant girl indeed. Go about your business.
I expect she can buy another somewhere nearby.
A parasol fit for a princess? Here, I think not.
I'm truly sorry, Princess, but I'm in a great hurry.
Your generation often is. I do not linger here for my health. I've lost my parasol. I can't think where I left it.
I haven't seen it. I'm sorry.
If you could help us look for it. I am not as mobile as I was at your age, and Schmidt would rather fast than make an adequate search. I would be very grateful.
poszukamy oczywiście, bo inaczej nie przyjdziemy. Szukamy tego parasola. Ciekawe, jak szybko go znajdę. Może gdzieś tutaj jest? Nie.
What is that goat eating?
Co tam jest? To chyba parasol, nie?
Boxes of tea from Turkey and Ceylon, herbal teas and thick, dark Turkish
Tak,
coffee.
tam jest parasol. Dobrze, musimy gdzieś tutaj coś zabrać, żeby
Fine
koza
hand-woven
się
carpets and
przesunęła.
rugs. They look as if they truly might be able to fly like Aladdin's fabled carpet. Barrels of olive oil, molasses and fruit preserves.
Nic się nie dzieje. Dobra, mamy łapkę. Lecimy do kozy.
What is that goat
Chodź tu.
eating?
No,
What is that goat eating?
to się o to pytałaś mnie. Chodź tutaj. Ekwipunek. Tu sobie sprawdziłam wcześniej, proszę.
I won't do that. That doesn't make sense.
Ale na kozę to ma sens. Dobra. Bierz parasol i zmykamy. Do księżnej, która bez parasola ze złota ani róż.
Could this be the parasol?
But yes, Dankeschön, Fräulein. If your Excellency pleases, we should board the train.
I still
A
must
dobrze,
buy a
żebyśmy
bracelet for
uprzejmi dla
my
niej.
arthritis, Schmidt. There is ample time yet for the train. Let this helpful young woman pass.
Młoda, uczynna dama to ja? Dobrze.
Buckets of dried figs, apricots, dates, raisins and mulberry.
Czyli wszędzie to samo. Tu pewnie musimy pobierać z tą kobietą.
Oh, please, European miss. I have the train to Calais to catch, but I am so turned about in here. The heat, the foreign peoples. I pray for a guide, but it's frivolous and weak, and I know, and God rightly does not grant these prayers.
Najpierw powiemy jej, że pracujemy dla kompanii kolejowej.
I'm with the train company. I can give you directions.
Directions? Oh, no. I am doing very poorly with directions. Please, show me the way, or I am becoming lost forever.
Dobrze, nie
Very well, but I'm in a hurry. Please, try to keep up.
Oh, thank you. Yes, take me to the train, please. I must not be missing the train that leaves Istanbul on this day. I am Greta Olsen, matron to a small missionary school near the port of Gemlik. I nurse and instruct the children who have lost their way.
Dobrze, i ruszamy.
Hector, make sure the statue is safely on board before departure.
Yes, Mr. Ratchet.
Who do they sell this pottery to?
Tourists, I expect.
Huh. Well, at least the dust looks authentic.
Excuse us, please.
Well, hello.
Please, do not be stopping us. The train will be leaving without me.
French, right? Are you traveling with us this evening?
No tak.
Yes, will you pardon us?
What's the rush?
No co
We have plenty of
okropny
time.
facet.
Fellow passengers and all. Plenty of time to get acquainted.
O, to
I am an
powiemy
official
mu,
of
że
the
jesteśmy
train
tutaj
line with official
urzędowo.
business to see to.
Sounds very official. I like it when your eyes get all stormy like that.
Mr. Ratchet.
Did you hear a squeak?
Zagrozimy mu.
If you don't let us pass immediately, I will see that you never travel on this line again.
Not that I think you could make that stick, but I'm willing to continue our chat later.
Okropny, nie? Dobra, ruszamy dalej. I wchodzimy. Tutaj nie możemy iść, to pójdziemy tu. O, jest Herkulesik.
Mary.
Not now. Not now. When it's all over, when it's behind us, then...
Well, what are you waiting for? Don't let us stand in your way.
Przyjemniaczek.
Sakeki is more than a train station. It is a work of art, all its own.
Faktycznie piękne.
Tickets, please. No one may board the train without a ticket.
Ależ
I
oczywiście.
must be making an inventory of my possessions. Everything. It gets lost.
My możemy przejść. Idziemy.
I packed so quickly, I hope I remembered everything.
O, czyli to jest nasz kufer, dobra. O, jest Herkulesik,
But
złapaliśmy
I
go, moi
must travel
drodzy.
this evening to London. It is of the most importance. My friend Monsieur Bou, director of the line, assured me of a room aboard the Calais coach.
I am sorry, monsieur. It is incredible. It is off-season, yet the world elects to travel tonight. Not a single room remains.
Pardon me, messieurs. I'm Antoinette Marceau from the Istanbul office.
Are you quite well, Mademoiselle Marceau? You are
Nic
flushed and
dziwnego.
winded.
I'm fine, really. It was something of a chore to catch up to
To delikatnie
the train.
powiedziała złapać
By the train,
pociąg.
it
Ciebie,
does not
ciebie.
move.
Mademoiselle, please tell the gentleman the Calais coach is full.
Dobrze, porozmawiam teraz z Herculesem. Może powiemy mu, że pracujemy dla jego przyjaciela,
I work
dyrektora.
for your friend, Monsieur Bosque.
Of course. And he without doubt has given to you the description most precise.
I would have known you anyway. I have a passion for crime.
You enjoy the study of it, I hope, but not the committing.
Oh, the study, the gathering of clues, the questioning of suspects.
Merely what the Americans call the footwork.
Legwork, I believe, monsieur.
As you say, I prefer the
Tak,
detection
wiemy,
of
szare
the close
komóreczki.
look, the little graces.
My scrapbook contains many accounts of your cases. That mysterious affair at Styles, the death of Roger Ackroyd, the noted businessman, Lord Edgware's murder. But forgive me, I'm rambling.
And has a solution suggested itself? Can you assist me, mademoiselle?
What is your name?
Pierre Michel, mademoiselle.
I've seen your name on reports. Your record with the company is excellent.
Thank you, Mademoiselle Marceau. I always strive to do my very best for my passengers.
Then strive now, Michel.
Perhaps Monsieur could sit up in the salon car for the beginning of this journey?
Zaproponuj przedział
Please give Monsieur
16.
Poirot room 16.
It is taken, mademoiselle.
But number 16 is always kept in reserve for such emergencies.
Nevertheless, tonight it is occupied by an American gentleman, a Monsieur Hardman.
He does not sound like someone to be trifled with.
We must find a room for Monsieur Poirot.
Mademoiselle, if I could construct an additional compartment, I would.
Let me see your passenger manifest, please.
I have an extra plan of the Calais coach with all the passengers listed. Take it by all means. As you can see, every room is filled.
There are extra beds.
Only two. In Mr. McQueen's room, but he has paid for a single. And Miss Olsen's room, but I hardly think Monsieur Poirot.
No, merci. I would not think of it.
Of course.
That will be all, Pierre.
Nie możemy, bo mamy mieć wszelkie wygody. Tu też odpada. Z panną Olson tym bardziej. Nie możemy mu życzyć miłego dnia, bo musimy rozwiązać tę sprawę. To tak, oddamy mu przedział Antoinette.
Give Monsieur Poirot my room. I will be quite comfortable in the salon car.
Mademoiselle, Poirot, he will not hear of such a thing.
I insist. I will not compromise the hospitality of the train.
Pamiętaj, Antoinette,
Oh,
twój
if I must
awans
turn you out,
wisi w
why then
powietrzu.
you will stay in the room of Miss Olsen. I am sure she will not mind when she learns of your sacrifice.
No, really, it isn't necessary.
No. Poirot has spoken. The matter is settled.
No
I will
brawo,
speak to the lady at once.
rozwiązaliśmy sprawę. Dobrze, kochani, przechodzimy do rozdziału pierwszego. Fakty.
Loin of this, leg of that. I am not eating the flesh of the animals.
In America, if it has fur, we either eat it or wear it. As my daughter always says, there's a lot America could teach people in other countries, if they'd only wake up and listen. She says one day you'll be able to go into a restaurant in Istanbul and order a hamburger. What do you think of that?
Why would you want to do such a thing?
Why? Everybody wants a taste of home.
I expect the Turks would agree with you.
Exactly. That's what my daughter says. It's only a matter of time and Turks will love hamburgers.
You will be sufficiently amiable to place in my compartment a bottle of mineral water before I retire this evening.
Certainly, Your Excellency.
For dinner, I shall have chicken cooked without sauces. Also, some boiled fish.
I am very sorry, Your Excellency. There is no chicken or fish on the menu.
Oh. Is he chef for this journey? The German?
Oui, Your Highness. The cooking of Monsieur Klaus is admired all over Europe. It is a good that the train has secured his services.
No doubt. Very well, I will have lamb. Again, without sauces.
You've got to put it over big, whatever you're selling.
Sure, that is what I say all the time. With motor cars, it is no half measures.
This steak is excellent.
The pork is also very nice.
Say, we haven't been introduced.
That is very true. We haven't.
You are not eating.
I haven't much appetite this evening.
How could I be so lucky to have found you?
You found me? Only after I'd chased you across 3 continents.
The statues in the baggage car?
Yes, I saw them loading the crate myself. They were very careful.
Huh, they better be. If it's damaged, I might enjoy owning a railroad. Who knows?
You travel often by train in your profession, mademoiselle?
Yes, I do.
You are a person most fortunate.
I'd rather fly.
Ah, mais non. Not for me are the aeroplanes, with their sudden changes of altitude, and the capricious tossing about of the passengers by the weather très mauvais. No.
In business, speed is often more important than comfort.
No, it is more than the comfort. The trains, they lend themselves to the romance and the intrigue. All about us are people of all classes, of all nationalities, of all ages. They sleep and eat under one roof. They cannot get away from one another. And at the end of the 3 days, they part. They go their several ways, never perhaps to see each other again. For a few moments only, the skilled detective has the chance to study his fellow travelers, to watch their little stories unfold beneath the microscope of the trained eye.
Tell me what you see.
You as well, mademoiselle. We will make the little game of it, n'est-ce pas?
Wspaniale, bawimy się w grę z Herculesem Poirot.
One must look, one must listen at all times. If you were to listen at the door of any compartment, who knows what you may learn?
That would not be very proper, Monsieur Poirot.
Proper? The student of crime must also be the student of human nature. Oh, what better way to make the study, huh? I will illustrate. Mademoiselle Marceau, you are facing the entire car, whereas Poirot, he sits with his back to most and is only observed upon entering. Start with the table farthest away, the 3 ladies. Tell me about them.
No to powiemy to, co już wiemy.
One is a Swedish missionary from a school near Gemlik on the Bosporus. She is also very uncomfortable in unfamiliar surroundings and gets lost easily.
That is truly wonderful. How did you arrive at this?
I helped her find the train inside the train station.
Well, it is an important lesson, that. When you know the facts, why bother with the clues?
Starsza to Amerykanka, która bez przerwy mówi o córce.
The older woman with the loud voice is American. Even with the length of the car between us, one can tell that.
Well, it is true what you say. And yet, she seems to be a woman quite amiable and without malice.
The younger woman is British from her accent. She seems very capable and down to earth. If we'd been at school together, I believe we would have been friends.
Oui, she has a strong character, that one. Perhaps the strongest among us. But she is a mystery nonetheless.
Why do you say that?
You observed her embrace of the most passionate kind? with a proper English gentleman this afternoon?
Yes, I did. Very un-English of both of them.
As you say. And yet now she sits at another table, indifferent to him and his glances.
Lovers quarrel?
What can have happened in so short a time for the lovebirds to fly from the light into the darkness? A good beginning. And what is there to say about the tanned British gentleman?
Wygląda jak wojskowy, według mnie.
Military, I would say, from the way he carries himself.
Very good.
No tak mówiłam, charakterek ma okropny.
He's not as proper as he looks.
Or he is so in love, it breaks down all the inhibitions.
They are married, but not to one another.
What did she say to him? Huh? Not now. Not now. When it is behind us, then.
They are waiting for the divorce to be final.
Perhaps.
He has spent much time in the tropics.
Oui, some far-flung corner of the British Empire. India, perhaps. Tanned, military. Or posting in Egypt, perhaps. Or India. And now the grand lady who sits alone.
I'd say royalty, a princess. Russian, probably.
Oh, no. You will not play the same trick on Poirot twice. Alors, she too you have met?
I did a small service for her earlier today.
She has the very grim exterior, that one. But there is something about her, huh? A twinkle in the eye, perhaps. No, I think she is not quite so much the dragon as she is. Alors, and across from her sits?
Hildegard Schmidt. Yes, I met her too. Quite unpleasant for a lady's maid. They're usually such mild creatures.
Vraiment. She also has sent her plate back to the chef twice for adjustments. Very particular about the cuisine. It would be nice if the menu was more varied. We march. This large table nearest the kitchen now, with the three gentlemen. What can you see?
Było tam w dialogu o samochodach rozmawiali, damy to.
The Italian sells motor cars. He's very enthusiastic about cars in general.
Oui, a salesman to his very soul, I would say.
Anglik siedzi cicho, faktycznie jeden siedział cicho, tylko jedno zdanie powiedział.
The Englishman is very quiet.
He certainly does not share the enthusiasm for conversation of his companions. A superior sort, with a disapproving expression. That suggests nothing to you?
I'm afraid not.
A gentleman's gentleman, as the British would say.
A valet. Yes, I can see him pressing trousers and shining shoes. The American appears to be a commercial traveler of some sort.
Wait, he carried a sample case when he boarded the train. Yet, I wonder. The case, it was quite small. Yet he seems very fit, does he not? The suit of such questionable taste, he can barely contain the muscles.
Can't a commercial traveler be athletic?
C'est possible. And now, as discreetly as possible, observe the young couple directly behind me.
Her dress is exquisite, very expensive. And the jewels. Ah, she's lovely. The kind of woman a man would marry and lavish gifts upon.
It is very romantic, is it not? And yet I detect the melancholy in your voice, mademoiselle.
I'm sorry. I expect it's jealousy. I grew up in Jucar, a small town near Avignon. My parents wanted me to stay in Jucar and marry well, but I rebelled.
Ah.
Have you never rebelled, Monsieur Poirot?
These days, not so much, I fear. Rebellion, it is for the young.
I went to England too, to university, then out here to Istanbul. I wanted to get as far away from Jucar as I could. I wanted mystery, adventure, romance. I became a clerk. No mystery, no adventure, and certainly no time for romance.
Poirot is not so much the expert on romance. Yet mystery and adventure may be closer than you think.
The man is very handsome, aristocratic. He dresses as an Englishman, but his accent is Hungarian, I think.
Oui, a diplomat, I believe. Fiercely in love.
Fiercely?
The man who makes the unwanted advances to his young wife would suffer for it. And now, to the last table, where the older gentleman has been glancing this way throughout dinner.
No to rozpoczynamy o tym okropnym facecie.
The older man's name is Ratchet, an American. Very coarse and brutish, despite the fine clothes and table manners. He forced his attentions on me in the bazaar today. I think he's been trying to renew the attempt all through dinner. He keeps looking this way.
Most would see the smiling round face with the pink cheeks and the brilliantly white teeth that are false and say, there sits a benevolent personality indeed.
There is no smile in his eyes.
No, there is a dark fever in them. Not a benevolent man, not a nice man at all. And forgive me, mademoiselle, but I do not think that he has been watching you. Poirot is the unfortunate victim of his interest this evening.
The younger American man is named Hector something. I like him. He seems very open and pleasant. He's Mr. Ratchet's secretary, I believe, but I don't think he's very happy in the position.
Perhaps an acquaintance worth cultivating for an attractive young lady traveling alone?
Monsieur Poirot, I would never be so forward.
Oh, but it is 1934, mademoiselle. Young ladies are forward. Even those from Juka.
Hector, I'm not having dessert.
I thought I might try the...
You go get started on those letters I dictated.
But I...
Yes, sir. I think I have the pleasure of speaking to Monsieur
Faktycznie
Poirot.
Herculesem Poirot miał rację. Jest jego nieszczęsną ofiarą.
You have been correctly informed, monsieur.
My name's Ratchet. In my country, we come to the point quickly. Mr. Poirot, I want you to take on a job for me. It means big money. Big money. I'm a rich man. Rich men have enemies.
Naprawdę
I have
uroczy.
an enemy.
Only one enemy?
Just what do you mean by that?
Monsieur, in my experience, when a man he is in a position to have, as you say, the enemies, then it does not usually resolve itself into one enemy alone.
I appreciate your point. Enemy or enemies, it doesn't matter. What matters is my safety. My life has been threatened, Monsieur Poirot. I'm used to taking pretty good care of myself. I'm not the kind of man to be caught napping, but you'll be extra insurance.
I regret, monsieur. I cannot oblige you.
Name your price.
I have been very fortunate in my profession, monsieur. I have made enough money to satisfy both my needs and my caprices. I take now only such cases as interest me.
What's wrong with my proposition?
If you will forgive me for being personal, I do not like your
Brawo,
face,
Poirot, brawo! Jak patrzę na to, aż mi zimno.
Train company employee. I have checked the baggage car for the supplies I ordered to be delivered here in Belgrade. There is no bacon. I will not make a breakfast tomorrow without the bacon. My reputation is at stake. Find me my bacon or I leave the train here and you can cook all the meals yourself.
Train company employee? I suppose it wouldn't hurt to look around. Belgrade. This will be a brief stop to take on supplies, mail, and to add the Athens-Paris coach. There will be few, if any, passengers in this weather.
Dobrze, kochani, na poszukiwanie boczku ruszymy w następnym odcinku. Mam nadzieję, że dzisiejszy Wam się podobał i ja Wam serdecznie dziękuję za oglądanie tego odcinka i zapraszam Was na kolejne odcinki z tej serii. Pa, pa!